Assalamualaikum and hi! My name is NOOR Azia Faleesha BINTI NOOR KHUSHAIREE, matrix number A195932, and the topic of my persuasive speech is that we should track our expenses. Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and wondered where all your money went? Does the thought of creating a budget seems overwhelming? Trust me, you are not alone. Learning how to track our spending is an easy yet effective way to take control of our finances, because in today's unstable economic world, it's easier than ever to lose track of our spending patterns. Besides that, overspending on unnecessary of impulsive purchases that always occur in individuals may be caused by a lack of understanding of their spending habits, especially when shopping, which leads to debt and financial problems. Hence, I believe people should listen to my talk, because tracking our expenses can help us understand why it's crucial, especially as the cost of living and prices rise due to inflation, which has burdened many people. Furthermore, emergency funds for saving purposes can also be created, as we will never know what we will be facing or when we will use our savings. So, by keeping track of our expenses, we can adjust our spending habits and get a clear picture of our financial situation. Before that, all of you must have wondered what could be the reason why I choose to persuade all of you to start tracking your expenses. Well, before I started my degree, I have no idea how much money it will cost. Unfortunately, GKM's fee is still reasonable with all of the good facilities provided, and I am grateful because I was able to secure a scholarship which somewhat reduced my financial load. Since university life is essentially a training field before all of us enter working life, I experienced financial stress as I had to plan how I would use my allowance by myself. Sometimes I wondered whether I would have enough money to maximize my needs without having to ask my parents for any money, and I noticed some of my friends track their expenses by listing down their daily expenses, and some of them didn't. Surprisingly, those who track their expenses monthly can fulfill their needs and desires to the fullest, and even reward themselves with wise shopping behavior without having to use their family allowance. However, those who do not keep track of their expenses will end up facing financial problems in the middle of the month after spending all of their allowance on unnecessary items such as impulsive online shopping, large food purchases that results in food waste, and being influenced by their wealthy friends. As a result, they will have to borrow money desperately from family or even friends to survive. This situation has made me realize that we should start to keep track of our expenses and adopt a prudent mindset in order to prevent financial difficulties in the future. As the eldest daughter in my family, I also started to feel embarrassed to ask for money from my parents, since I felt it will burden them more and they needed more, both for my siblings and others. Since then, I started listing down my daily expenses, calculating the total expenses, and keeping at least RM1 each day as my personal backup savings. Now, I have noticed that my finances are in a stable condition, and I have my own saving for any purpose, no matter whether self-reward or emergency purposes. I will now talk about my first point, which leads to a better organization. A better organization is where keeping track of spending is not just about the monitoring where money is spent, but it's a foundational step toward achieving financial health and freedom. It empowers individuals to change their decision, adjust their habits, and make wise decisions toward their financial goals. Tracking expenses gives us a transparent view of where our money goes each month. This awareness is crucial for informed financial decisions. By tracking the monthly expenses, a solid grasp of our financial inflow and outflow can aid in building an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses without resorting to debt. For example, we can allocate more funds to our emergency savings by identifying non-essential costs that can be temporarily or permanently eliminated. We can also see and put a limit to our purchases. And the most important thing is to prioritize that we need over what we want when making purchases. Next, tracking our expenses can help us to identify areas where we might be overspending or wasting money, and the knowledge provided can be used to make adjustments and optimize our spending habits. It can help reduce stress and anxiety related to money management when we already have a clear picture of our financial situation, as it can help us relocate our funds better, pay off debts, and save for the future expenses. Moving to my next point, which is that saving more money can help us achieve our personal financial goals, such as living a luxury lifestyle, saving for retirement, or funding education, which requires disciplined spending and saving habits. According to Wikipedia, saving more money is defined as income that is not spent or postponed. It involves reducing expenditures and methods such as deposit accounts, pension accounts, or cash. Understanding where our money goes can highlight opportunities to save by cutting and curbing unnecessary spending. We all have impulse purchases or hidden spending categories that can drain our wallet. For example, we should review our subscription regularly, as they might reveal services that we are no longer use or need, that allowing us to cancel them and increase our savings rate. In addition, if we frequently spend on takeout and delivery, why don't we start cooking more often at home, since it will save us money? By keeping track of our spending, we may identify these trends and decide where to make savings and reduce costs. We can start saving by setting aside RM1 daily, which we will earn 365 ringgit if we do consistently in a year. What if we succeed in saving 5 ringgit of 10 ringgit every day? Several savings trends exist in this creative era to train us on how to start saving money at a young age. For example, we can start save 1 ringgit for every Monday, 3 ringgit for every Tuesday, 5 ringgit for every Wednesday, 10 ringgit for every Tuesday, and so on, as long as we can have our own saving for any purposes. That was my second point, which is to save more money. Did you guys understand it? Now, moving on to my last point for this talk, which is to lead a better lifestyle where we will have a good and wise mindset when it comes to making a purchase. Lead to a better lifestyle involves the idea of enabling better budgeting and saving, which can provide a sense of security and allow for investing in experiences and activities that promote a healthy lifestyle, avoiding overspending on unhealthy habits or impulsive purchases, and instead supporting healthy choices. Regular monitoring of expenses can alleviate financial stress by providing a clear picture of our financial situation and giving us control over our money management. This method will enable us to know that we are actively managing our spending and saving towards goal and reduce anxiety about finances, as we have a plan in place to secure our financial well-being. At the same time, it also gives us better control over our finances and help us to achieve specific financial goals, whether short-term like a vacation or long-term such as buying a house. For instance, if our goal is to buy a car, tracking expenses can help us adjust our budget to save a certain amount each month toward this goal. Whether we aim to save for a down payment on a house or a dream vacation, keeping track of our spending will help us recognize how much progress we are making towards our goals. It can be a powerful motivator to stay on track, especially into this rapidly changing economic landscape. Let me recall the 3 main points if we start tracking our expenses now. First, it leads to a better organization. Number 2, increase savings for the future. And number 3, allow us to live a better lifestyle. Those were the 3 main points in persuading you to track your expenses, and I hope you are persuaded by all of the points. It's obvious that it was significant, and we should consider how we can apply this insight to our daily routine. We have discussed the benefits of tracking our expenses, so I encourage you to get started immediately. We can begin by listing down our daily expenses and calculating them monthly by categorizing them into 2 parts, which are necessary and unnecessary. Besides that, we can also list down all of the commitment expenses such as utility bills monthly and spend only 1/4 of the leftover for our self-reward purposes only after settling down all of the necessary expenses. In addition, we can then install budgeting apps such as Spendi, Moneyfy or Budget, which allow you to link your accounts and receive a bill reminder. Or we can use feature provided by certain banks such as Tabung from MAE by Maybank to you to keep track of all our expenses. Numerous budgeting apps and online tracking makes it easier for us to access our expenses compared to in the past. Lastly, we can get back to basics by using just a pen and notebook and start saving at least RM1 every day. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of our discussion today, I urge and appreciate you to reflect on the issue we have discussed together slowly, just like the quote, slowly but surely. Last but not least, I would like to express my gratitude for all of your attention, time and patience. Thank you.